Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be my final brew for 2023, and seeing we're heading into, well, we're already in summer, but we're heading into the hottest part of summer, I thought I'd do another New Zealand Pilsner. So a wee while ago I did a New Zealand Pilsner using Whirlpool, and this time I thought I'd just keep the same grain bill and swap out the hops for one of my favourite New Zealand hops, Motueka. I've never used it in a Pilsner style beer, so I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to give it a try. So you've got 100 grams here in my small batch, 6.8% alpha acid. And quickly running over the grain bill, it's 92.5% Pilsner malt, and then I think it's 5% Carahell. I'll put the info on the screen as well. That helps with the foaming of the beer, and then a little bit of 2.5% of acid malt, just to get that pH level down a little bit and just help with the conversion during the mash, etc. So yeah, so we are doing the mash at the moment, as you can probably see on the screen. So the Motueka Pilsner, I mashed that at 67. This one I'm decided to mash a little bit lower at 65, to see if we can bump that, what was I going to say, bump the ABV up a little bit, and get a little bit more fermentables out of the mash. And also, of course, the yeast, can't forget the yeast. So with the New Zealand Motueka Pilsner, I used this yeast here. That was my first time. Very, very impressed with the results. So we're going to be using this again. Okay, so the boil's well underway. In fact, we are getting near the end. So I'm going to be doing only 2 hop drops. So the first one is going to be 30 grams of the Motueka for 15 minutes in the boil, at the last 15 minutes of the boil, just to get all my bitterness. So I'll put that in now, put the timer on. Okay, so I've dropped the temperature just below 80 degrees Celsius, and we're going to put in the remainder of the Motueka. So this is 70 grams. So I'm not actually going to be doing a dry hop this time around. I did with the Motueka Pilsner, but I just thought I'd mix things up, like to sort of change things up, and we'll just do a really big hop stand. And yeah, so it was interesting to see how you know, just changing the hop drops, and when you put the hops in, changes the final result. So nothing ventured, nothing gained, so we will do that. I've had good results with just doing a bittering addition and a big whirlpool hop stand, so we'll let that do its thing. Okay, so we've finished the hop stand, and I've just been transferring into the fermenter through the old hop spider here, just to collect all the hop debris. Okay, so brew day is done and dusted, and here is the hydro sample. Just starting to clear up as stuff falls out of suspension, so happy with that colour. So just a few changes from the Motueka Pilsner as far as what I did on brew day to the Motueka, so exactly the same grain bill. So the things that I did differently was I'm not doing a dry hop for this one, so all the hops went in either towards the end of the boil and then for a big hop stand, whereas for the Motueka I split it into 3 and ended up doing a dry hop. I decided to mash a little bit lower, so I mashed this at 65 degrees instead of 67 for the Motueka. And I've actually ended up with another 7 points of gravity, so this has come out at 1049 compared to 1042 for the Motueka, which was a little bit low, or quite a bit lower than I was expecting. So yeah, another 7 points by dropping that temperature. Maybe the grain crush was slightly different, and maybe I stirred the mash a little bit better. So yeah, but another 7 points, that's quite a lot to gain. Yep, still targeted around the low 30 IBUs, so a bit of taste, see how the bitterness is. So yeah, nice big, well not big, but nice moderate upfront bitterness, so hopefully in that ballpark. And then the other thing that I'm doing differently between the two Pilsners is I fermented the Novalager on the Whirfloc Pilsner at 18 degrees. So they suggest, I think, between 10 and 20 degrees. And it worked perfectly fine at 18. Nice, still came out nice and clean. But I thought just to mix things up, I'll ferment this at 15 just to see how that, if it has any changes at all. Maybe it doesn't, like maybe there's no perceived difference in dropping that fermentation temperature down, but we'll see anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much the changes, apart from the hops and the brew day, etc., in the process. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So yeah, it's currently in the fermentation fridge. Just pitched the yeast, so we will come back in probably a couple of weeks once it's been in the keg for a few days, and we'll do a taste test. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. So this is definitely the last brew for 2023. If I don't talk to you beforehand, Happy New Year and all the best for 2024. Over and out. Cheers.